Hey, hey, Cindy Lou here of beBOLDyou. You know I always bring my own music to the party. I am so excited to be joined today by my guest, Nancy Pickard, and she has an amazing book that we're going to talk about today, and the things in that book about being better, bigger, and braver. We all need that when we're trying to beBOLDyou. In case you've never met me before, my name is Cindy Lou. I'm the creator and founder of beBOLDyou Personality Expressions. It is a system that helps you to figure out who in the world you are, who in the world do you want to be, and how do you step into that and become that. By applying the assessments and the information that you get from all of those, then you get to find out who you want to be, and you get to choose. Nobody defines you but you. That is the basis of the Becoming Bold You process. Nancy, I met you on Clubhouse, and when I heard you speak, I said, I've got to have her on my podcast.
Yeah,
so I'm
great.
so excited to have you here. Please introduce yourself a little bit more and tell a little bit about, like, how did this book begin?
Okay, well, so I'm Nancy Pickard, and I'm an integrative life coach, master coach, boundary coach, bigger, better, braver coach, healing your heart coach, on and on and on, shadow coach. And when I was turning 60, I decided I wanted to do something that was going to step outside my comfort zone and really push me to my limits, to really just let me know I still had it. I still had it going on. I could still do anything. And I climbed Kilimanjaro, and I started writing about, like, what's your Kilimanjaro? What does that mean to you? How are you going to step outside, but, your own comfort zones to be bigger? And that was what I was working on with all my coaching clients, uncovering the shadow beliefs that are keeping people small, keeping them stuck in their limiting beliefs and not moving forward. So at first I thought I was going to call it, What's Your Kilimanjaro? And I realized that unless you were climbing Kilimanjaro, you would never pick up my book. And I went through 1,000 different combinations for a title, could not come up with one. Nobody that I asked liked the same one. And I finally put it away and stopped thinking about it. In the middle of the night, I woke up one night with Bigger, Better, Braver. And that was it. Everybody loved it. It was a download from the universe. And I'm so happy with it.
I love when that happens, when we're like, let's just let go of this and let's just have this download and see what happens. That is actually how beBOLDyou came to me. It came to me and I had to hang on to it. I had coaches wanting me to let go of it because they didn't understand it. They didn't comprehend it at first. And now it's so much a part of who I am. It's amazing.
I love it too. Somehow you just came off my earpods. Can you still hear me okay?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
You're good.
All right.
I did hear some conversation, but that's all right. We're good. We'll just keep going.
Yeah, just keep going. I don't know what it's doing.
It's doing fun little things. Okay. The joy of tech.
The joy of tech is true. Yes.
I always start the show of late, with my 10 questions. I used to end my shows with this, but now I start the show because I find out more about my guests and the listeners get to find out a little bit about you.
Okay.
So what is your favorite color?
I think that's a really strange question because I have different colors for different things. So it really depends on my favorite color for what, really? Cars, clothing,
cars.
What?
I want to know what your favorite car color is.
I like white. I like silver. I think white and silver are usually taupe. Those are usually what I go for. I like to wear blue.
Okay.
I like taupes and creams in my home. So I've got a million colors on my glasses. I like different colors for different things, really.
I love that answer. It's like a perfect answer. I love it. You get to beBOLDyou. There's no right and wrong in any of these questions. Are you more introverted? Yeah.
Total extrovert. Total.
Total extrovert. She's like, take me to the party. Show me where it is.
Yeah. I show up, I'm on.
What quote or phrase encourages you the most?
I like bigger, better, braver. Or I like, your life begins on the other side of your comfort zone. Or get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Those are all things that I say. I also say, which is mine, is the juice is in the journey. So it's not about whether you succeed or not, but the juice is in the journey. Enjoy the ride. Enjoy what you learn.
Yeah. So all of those things are things I say, which is why, except for bigger, better, braver, which I will say now more than I used to because I've met you and I'm exploring this book a little bit. So what energizes you?
Oh boy. I like to be outside in nature. So I'm an athlete. I used to own a personal training gym, and I am outside every single day, hiking or biking, skiing, and hiking in the snow. So I'm energized by being outside in nature, big time.
So have you been to New Zealand yet?
No. I live in Aspen, Colorado. So I'm outside every day.
Yeah. Beautiful, beautiful country that is. Do you have a favorite age?
No. And what's really interesting is somebody the other day asked me if I could go back to any age, what age would I want to go back to? And I said, do I get to know what I know now? And they said, no, you just get to go back. And I said, I think I'm going to stay right here.
You don't get to know anything else. You just get to go back. Yeah.
I'm going to stay.
I would so not go back.
No, I'm. First of all, I love what I'm doing. I'm passionate about my career. I have 4 amazing grandchildren that I love to death. And I live in a beautiful place. And so I'm happy doing exactly what I'm doing. Yes, but I'd like to be younger, but I'd like to know everything I know to be younger. I don't want to redo. I just want to grow more.
Love it. Are you more of a book reader or song listener?
I'm actually more of a book listener.
Audible is your friend?
I am a huge Audible, huge. My book's on Audible too, by the way. It's so funny. I mean, it's been out over a year. So I listened to it when it first came out, and then I never listened to it again. And I just finished another book I was listening to, and I hadn't downloaded anything else. So I thought, oh, let me just go listen to that again. And it's fun. I love, because it's me. I did it myself. And it was like, oh, I really like this. It's a good book.
It's like people are asking me stuff about my book, and I'm like, I don't know. Let me go see. I have to go look at it.
Yeah.
Because like you write it, it comes out of you. And I think sometimes we're writing out of stream of consciousness or something. Like we're just not really fully aware of all that's in us and all that we've absorbed that comes out onto the papers.
Yeah, and it gets edited, so there are changes that happen. And so I hadn't listened to it in a long time. And I was listening to it and saying, it is a good book, right? It's a great book.
Well, I'm looking forward to listening to it now.
Oh, great. Thank you.
I'm a listener too. What is the most exotic place you've ever been? Kilimanjaro might count. Is there anywhere else?
I'm a big traveler. I've been to a ton of places. So I love Thailand, been to Vietnam. I've been to Africa 3 times. I've been all over Europe, Croatia, Egypt, Israel. I don't even know Hawaii. I mean, I've been a lot of places. I think Africa is always my favorite because the animals are just amazing. And so that sticks in my head as my favorite.
So when I get to Thailand, where's the one place that you saw that I should just definitely put on my list of 2Cs?
Everywhere. I did a bike trip through Thailand, and I also spent a week in a spa called, I can't even remember now, but I loved it all. And every place in Thailand is filled with beautiful temples with all of the humongous Buddhas, and you can't go wrong. You can't go wrong anywhere in Thailand. So,
We hosted a Thai
oh, you did?
Thai student here,
Mm-hmm.
and he got the chicken pox while he was with us.
Oh no!
He couldn't go back home on the flight. He had to wait until the chicken pox passed. So his parents are basically like, anytime you want to come over, you come and we'll house
You
you.
should. You would love it.
So it's they're in Krabi, which is on the coast. And when he was here, we were doing tours of this area, which is the Catlins in the U.S. In Owaka, New Zealand. And the tours were of like old farms. And I said something about a tour, and he went with me the first day, and he's like, "Oh, more cows." Oh, more cows. Like, it was just, he was like expecting tours like you have in Thailand. So it sounds like there's tours of much to see. Where here, there's not much to see.
Where are you?
In New Zealand, there's lots of land to see.
I've never been there, actually.
Yeah, lots of land, but not lots of things. And I think he was expecting things.
There's a lot of things in Thailand.
Yeah.
There's Buddhas everywhere that like are the size of streets and biggest ones you've ever seen. Yeah.
Do you create to live or live to create?
Do I create to live or live? No, I live to create. I think so. I'm trying to figure out what you're asking me. Do I need to create to? I
do both. I do both.
I think I do both too. I'm not really sure how to answer that question, to be honest with you.
Next. I think what I'm getting at with this is we all create. Some people create to make a living, and some people live to create.
Yeah,
but we all create.
I love what I'm doing, and I love the courses, and I love sharing what I'm doing. And I think the reason why I wrote the book and then built the courses that I've built is so that I can get my message in every single economic strata. Like, you could coach with me one-on-one, you can do group coaching, you can just buy my book, you could buy my book, my course that's just evergreen, or you could buy that same course with the workbook with me for 12 Zoom group coaching. So honestly, there's something at every level. And I did that out of passion for spreading what I know and what I love and helping other people.
Yay. That's what I'm in the middle of building. So it's encouraging to know that works.
Yeah, I love it.
Who's been your greatest influence? They can be dead or alive.
Well, a lot of my coaching comes from Debbie Ford. So I have to give kudos to Debbie Ford. And then Kelly Casa was another, she took over the Ford Institute. So she was also a big mentor for me. And now Nancy Levin has like taken the next step, because I'm also a Levin life coach. And so they've all influenced me a lot. And my first coach before I ever decided to become a coach, she was a great help also. And so her name is Marissa Harris. And they've all helped me in my coaching practice want to do it, be influenced by it, and become even more at what I'm doing.
Awesome. What one word describes you best?
Passionate, I think. Brave, passionate, growth-oriented, any of those.
So now we're going to go into asking you a few things about your book. Bigger, better, braver. That came to you from the universe. When you got it, what did it mean to you?
Well, I think that what I feel is that so many people are living in fear and living small. And I don't think that they realize that everybody is meant to live bigger than they are. Everybody, no matter what you're doing, you can be living differently. And bigger is different for everybody. I'm not saying you have to go climb Kilimanjaro. Believe me, I'm not. Although I loved it and I recommend it for everybody. But everybody, no matter what you're doing, you can do more. Some people are afraid to travel alone or go to dinner alone or lose 10 pounds or get out of their job or get into a relationship. Everybody has something that they wish they could do, and they see other people doing it, but they don't think it's for them. It's not their time, or, it's not for them, or that happens for other people or not me, or if I try that and fail, it will hurt too much. I mean, everyone has all of these shadow beliefs that are disempowering and keeping them small. And so I want to scream and shake them and say, bigger, better, braver, you can do this. And I work with this with my grandchildren. They call me up and they'll say, Nana, I was bigger, better, braver today. And that's a mindset that I want everyone to have. Everyone can step outside their comfort zone. And if you need help to do that, well, that's what coaches are for. Nobody gets to the Olympics without a coach. We help you do that. It's not always how you do something. It's who can help you do that. And so that's what it means to me. Bigger, better, braver is not about spending more money or about accumulating more things. It's about emotionally, spiritually growing in whatever way that looks for you.
Tell me more about the shadow beliefs and your take on those.
Yeah. So we're meaning making beings. We try to make meaning out of everything. And in the first 10 years of our life, events happen that we're too young to emotionally understand, and we give it a meaning. So let's just say you're 5 years old or 6 or 7 years old, and you stand up in class and you read something and you mispronounce it, and everyone in class laughs at you. Well, in that instant, you decide you're broken, you're stupid, you need to stay quiet to be safe. All of these things, and you don't consciously even think about it, but it's a belief. It gets hidden in your subconscious, but it rules your operating system. So, for example, when I was 5 years old, I was actually 4 years old. I was turning 5 the next day, and I was playing with a lighter in my living room, and I put myself on fire.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And I spent a week in the hospital. I was in Vaseline bandages, and I was getting 5 shots a day. But all of the burns were 1st and 2nd degrees. I don't have any scars on my body. I never even got punished because they were so happy I was alive, right? And I didn't really give it a lot of meaning. But fast forward 45 years later, I was in a car accident. And again, it was like the next time I almost died. And I had PTSD from the accident. And I was working with a shadow coach then. And she took me in. We did a process around what was being triggered from that accident. And it was me at 5 years old. And she said, well, what does she want you to know? And what she wanted me to know was that I wasn't safe alone. So that had been one of my shadow beliefs. And
wow.
My whole life. Now, shadow beliefs are formed to keep us safe. So they did keep me safe as a little girl. I wasn't alone. I had a lot of friends. I had sisters. I had family. I had a boyfriend since I was 13 years old. I was always around other people. And so that was a gift. And it is a gift. But then fast forward, I get divorced after 29 years or 26 years of marriage. And I couldn't get beyond that. And because that little girl inside of me didn't think she was safe. So when I uncovered that belief from that one accident, that one session around it, I no longer was afraid to be alone. I could start to enjoy my life just as it was, because I could now give myself a new empowering belief that I'm an adult. And so what I help my clients do is uncover these beliefs that they don't even know they have, see what the gift was in it, but then also see what it cost them along the way. And then now that you're an adult, come up with a new empowering belief that's in alignment with the goals that you're trying to set for yourself. Because otherwise, you can set all the goals you want, but if you don't uncover those beliefs, you're not going to get there, because you're going to get sabotaged every single time, because your inner critic is going to be like, no, 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 we need to stay safe. We need to protect everything. We need to control everything. We need to do X, Y, and Z so we can be safe.
Wow. So I had down here next talking about uncovering your vision. You talked about uncovering the shadow beliefs. Are our visions hidden within those shadow beliefs? Like, have we hidden them away, or is that something different?
No, it's not that we've hidden them away. They're buried inside of us. So yes, you can say that, but they're not hidden because we have shadow beliefs. Sometimes we don't get quiet enough to hear the inner voice that's saying it wants something different for you. And even when you hear the voice, if you're paying more attention to your fears or more attention to your disempowering beliefs, you will ignore that voice. So when I do sessions with clients around vision and goals, I get them very quiet into a meditative state so they can, and then I do the life wheel with them, career, finances, romance, your family and friends, exercise, health and wellness, spirituality, environment. We go through everything and try to close your eyes and just envision, because a vision is the big picture. It does not have to be set in reality. It can be anything you want, and then you're moving towards it. And if you stay in alignment with what your vision is, you're going to get someplace different than where you are now. So that's where I start with people, uncovering the vision. And they don't have to discover it. They just have to uncover it.
Because it's in them. It's already in you.
Yeah. And here's the thing. I had no idea I wanted to write a book. I had no idea I wanted to be a coach. I used to own a personal training gym. Everything evolves. I can promise you that 5 years from now, I'll be saying, I didn't know I was going to be that. So you have to step in and say yes, and say no to fear and yes to faith, and then see where it takes you. And then all of a sudden, you're going to see opportunities that weren't there, and you're going to come up with ideas to do things that weren't there. So when I wrote the book, I didn't say, oh, and then I'm going to be a keynote speaker, and then I'm going to be on podcasts, and then I'm going to be doing, building courses. I wasn't seeing that. And yet every step of the way, something new evolves. And as long as I can remember to be bigger, better, braver, I'm going to say yes and step in, and not listen to the imposter syndrome that's saying, no, you can't be that. That's not you. That's too big for you. You're not all that. Because the moment you step in, you are all that.
Yeah. I've been told my whole life, you think too big, you're too grandiose of a thinker.
Oh, really?
And I'm like, I don't think I think big enough. I mean,
right.
When I really look at it, it's like, no, I don't think I'm thinking big enough. And I guess the grandiose thinking is, the thought behind that phrase is that you're not actually taking action steps towards the goal.
You're saying no, if you've got grandiose thinking, you have to take action. I love manifesting. I actually have a thing that my phone goes off every day at 11:11, which is affinity. So it's a great spiritual moment. And I close my eyes and I manifest something that I want. And I just started this a few months ago. And the 4 things that I've manifested have all come true. I think that 11, and I don't just think about what I want. I feel it like it's already happened. And then I feel what it feels like to have that. So the feelings are coming in. But what I say to people is, you can manifest all you want. If you don't put action, to it, nothing's going to happen. action is you have a vision, you have choices, but you have to take action, and you have to know that you're 100% responsible for your own choices. If you don't take actions on those choices, that's the choice you're making. No action is a choice you're making, and no action will not get you anywhere.
Yeah. And at the time that they said those things to me, I probably wasn't taking external actions towards it. It was still all in my brain and processing and thinking. If there's anyone that is that way and you're thinking about it, you're processing it, and someone stops you, don't let them.
Yeah,
Start to plan to take your leap is what
Right.
I want to go with this, because you talk about planning your leap and planning like you're gonna go somewhere. You need to plan it.
Yes, because I'm not a believer in leaping without a net. Some people are. So I'm not, I'm just telling you, as a coach, as a woman, as a human being, I I care enough about the outcome to give it my best shot and to be prepared, to do my homework, to, I'm with human design, I don't know if you know what that is, but I'm a generator. So I need to check out everything. I do all my homework. And um, it's not that I can't make decisions. I'm a huge, easy decision maker, but I make them after I've done my homework. And I've really checked out that I know what I want, and then I go. So when I tell people to be prepared before you leap, make sure you've got extra money, make sure you've got the knowledge, make sure you've got people who are going to help you. They're your who's and not just your house. You're going to do something. And then when you've done your homework, then you leap. And there's definitely a point of leaping, because eventually you can get comfortable with just doing all the work, preparing. Right? So there is definitely a line where you've got to stop. You can't just prepare. You've got to go. But you don't just leap without knowing what you're doing.
Yeah, a rocket's never going to take off without all of the pieces in there, including they've got to have the right equipment, they got to have the right things to wear, they have to have the fuel, the right temperature, as we found out, sadly. But if you never actually launch, you never get into space.
Right.
And we wouldn't have got there. And we got there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, I marvel at my clients. I've never had a client that hasn't made changes, because sometimes once you uncover those beliefs, you're in a much better position, number one. And when you get the support of other people that are your accountability partner, you take action, you move. And if you fail, you fall forward. And you're so proud of yourself for finally taking action and making a change, that it doesn't matter if you fail. I fail. I don't mind failing. I mean, I don't love it, but it happens. And then you get to, pick yourself up and dust yourself off and be sad for whatever time you need. But then you've got to look at it and become the observer and say, all right, so what could I have done differently? What is the universe trying to show me here? How can I do it differently? What can I take from this that worked, and what didn't work, so I can discard it and move on? But don't be afraid of failing.
The word integral, what does that word mean? Do you know?
Integral?
Yeah, I was just going to look it up.
Oh, it's like an integral part of something, means that it's a very important.
I just wanted to make sure I had the right word, because I've just come up with an acronym for fail that I am loving. Finally, another integral leap.
Oh, I like that. Yeah.
I'm like, let's just keep leaping forward by failing.
Yeah. It's exactly true. Yeah. There was another one. There was a couple of other ones. I don't remember now.
My other one is found another interesting lesson.
I just saw one. I don't know if I wrote it down here, but I just saw one really the other day on on fail. Let me see if I can pop it up real quick.
It's so good to like reframe the way we think about a word. It's one of the things I love to do in the beBOLDyou system.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, that's how you believe that word to be. Let's look at that and see if it has another meaning, or let's give it another meaning.
Yeah. There was a really good one. I used it the other day, but I can't find it anymore.
I know I have a bunch in mind.
But I really can't think of it. But it was fail. Fail is, I don't know, but it was also again about that it wasn't really failing. It was about taking a chance. Of course, I wish I remembered it, but I can't find it.
Well, when you remember it, you can.
I'll be able to. I could really quickly while we're talking. I think I just had it in one of my own Instagram things. But I can't.
So let's talk about where people can find you. If they're looking for you on Instagram, it's on Nancy Pickard Life Coach.
Yeah, I'm Nancy Pickard Life Coach on
everywhere.
Instagram. I'm Nancy Pickard Life Coach on Facebook. I think I'm Nancy Pickard Life Coach on LinkedIn. I'm See Nancy Run on Twitter, and I'm See Nancy Run in Clubhouse. And
See Nancy Run?
Yeah, because it's See Nancy Run, just the letter C, NANCYRUN. That's been I used to be a marathon runner, so I've had that for 30 years. I've never changed it. But my other email is nancy@nancypickardlifecoach.com. On my website is everything. It's all my courses, all my offerings. I think there's a free chapter of my book. Although, did I send you that? Did I send you a link for a free chapter on my?
I don't think so, but
okay. I can. Can I send?
I'm just gonna buy the. I'm gonna buy the.
Oh yeah, but this is just for anybody who wants to.
Oh yeah, sure. People want it. Yeah, absolutely.
Any of your listeners, I'm not that quick to get up, but
I'll do a page and they can get it if they want it. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. And you can get my book anywhere: Amazon, Barnes and Noble, anywhere books are sold, Goodreads, anywhere books are sold. You can also just get it from a link right from my website here. So I'm everywhere. You can find me. If you want me, you can find me. And anybody who listens and wants a free discovery call, they just have to email me, and I set that up.
You're so generous.
Well, you don't know. First of all, you have to have a discovery call so you really get an idea of what I do, and you also I have to get an idea of whether or not I'm a good fit for you. It's a co-creation. I don't accept everyone who calls me, and not everyone can afford me. And then there are other ways I can put you into my other courses. I can, give you to other coaches. So I just don't want anybody to go without being coached if that's something that they want. But
I'm going to bring your book up so if people want to see what it looks like.
There it is.
That is the book, and y'all can get that. I'm going to make it smaller.
So the beauty of the book is that the book is a step-by-step process, just like my coaching is. And I help you uncover your vision, plan your leap, get rid of your shadow beliefs, uncover your shadow beliefs, your underlying commitments, your fears, how to plan your leap, how to ask the right questions, how to not let the fear keep you back. Because what happens is that I find this with a lot of my clients, it's fun. The planning is fun. The executing, not always so much fun, right? And so you have to, there's a point where you've done all the planning and you're really excited all that time, but now it's getting too close to like D-Day, and all of a sudden it's not so much fun, and now you're not so excited, and maybe it's not the right choice for you, and your fear is seeping in. So the difference between successful people and unsuccessful people is that the successful people got those same memos about quitting, but they just didn't quit. Successful people just didn't quit. It's not like they didn't have the same fears or the same pain that you're having, but they just stayed with it. That's the big thing. How are you doing that? I like that you can do that. Do you just type that in?
Yeah, so I pre-typed in the things I wanted to chat with you about, and I do them simply as, for those who are listening to this podcast, I'm explaining what it looks like on StreamYard. So if you want to see that, you go on over to facebook.com/beBOLDyou, and you will be able to see the video there. So yeah, StreamYard is amazing. It is so fun. You can add these things in ahead of time, and I do. This is a newer way that I've been doing it, and I'm loving it because I don't have to ask the questions, but I have the topics and the ideas that I want to discuss with you. And then when you say something that triggers me to ask a question around that, I can refer back to.
It's just like on the sideline and you just pull it in.
Yeah.
Oh, I need to do this because I just signed up to do StreamYard, and I'm going to have to get a little tutorial. How did you learn everything about StreamYard? I'm now podcasting you.
That's all right. You can absolutely podcast me. So I'm the social audio pro mechanic right now. But right before that, I was actually the live online learning instructor or teacher or whatever. I basically help people to learn all this stuff.
Oh, wow.
All the how-tos. All the how-tos, what button do I push? Where is this? Where is that? I love doing that stuff.
Okay. I'll DM you after this.
Yeah, DM me and we'll
need a lesson.
Get together. And on Clubhouse, if people are on there, I do have the live online learning club there, and I have a group here on Facebook, and I'm still putting things in there. You can ask questions in there. Yeah, cool. It's an amazing space.
All right, well, I want a StreamYard lesson.
Yay, that will be fun.
Cool.
Okay. And then you can also change like the outlook or the layout. So here we are coming back bigger.
Bigger, better, braver.
And I can even do this. Now, what I would like for you to do in this next 3 to 5 minutes is I want you to speak to your ideal client and tell them exactly how the book will help them, where to get the book, all of the things about that. I'm going to put you solo on the screen, and then this will be yours to use however you want to in whatever you're doing.
Cool.
All righty.
All right.
It's all yours.
So I'm Nancy Pickard, and I'm the author of Bigger, Better, Braver, Conquer Your Fears, Embrace Your Courage, and Transform Your Life. And my book is a step-by-step process on how to live bigger. So whatever that means to you. I mean, I climbed Kilimanjaro. I wrote the book. I'm a podcast guest. I've built courses, but that's my bigger, better, braver. I'm interested in what your bigger, better, braver is. So what's that quiet voice inside of you saying that you want to do, but you're just afraid to do it? Or you think it's not for you, that's for other people. Or if you try it and you fail, you're going to be worse off. Or if you leave the job or the relationship or the city you're in and it doesn't work out, you're going to be worse off. So there are so many reasons why people play small, and I want to help you so you don't have to play small. So you can uncover the beliefs that are formed in your childhood that are keeping you stuck, make peace with them, see how they helped you, but see now as an adult what it's costing you. So we're all sabotagers. We all have a very strong inner critic, but we can tell that inner critic to shut up, basically, and we can move forward. And that's what I want to help you do. And I do one-on-one coaching and group coaching, but my book has all of the techniques and all of the examples and all the meditations that I would be doing with you. You can start by yourself and you can try it by yourself and you can see how it goes. And then the next step from that would be to buy the online course that comes with the workbook. You do it all yourself. Or I also offer that course with 12 weeks of Zoom group coaching, which is the next level. And then, the supreme level is just one-on-one coaching with me. So I am passionate about this. I love to see everybody live bigger and better and braver than they are. And that's not bigger, better, braver about spending more money or accumulating more things. It's about getting out of your own way and getting comfortable with being uncomfortable and making peace with your fear and moving forward in faith. And I'd love to support you in that journey. I'm a great accountability coach. So check out my book, check out my courses, go to my website, send me an email, DM me, anything that works for you that will help get you out of where you are right now. So I'd love to hear from you. I can't hear you.
You did this, and I loved that. You've done this a time or two. So I was not unmuted, and I was talking to her. But thank you. I'm looking forward to sending that to you. I'll send you the whole clip, and you can snip that out.
Great.
I want to say something to you. There are a lot of people that I talk to that are coaches, that are life coaches. And there are a lot of them who they become a life coach for a job. You're a life coach at your core.
Mm.
It is such a part of who you are. So if someone is looking for a life coach that is not doing it just to make a paycheck, but seriously doing it to help the people they're coaching to climb their own Kilimanjaro, to live bigger, better, and braver, send Nancy a DM.
Mm.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure.
All right. For my listeners, this is the end of the beBOLDyou podcast for this week. And it is excitingly going to be back up very soon. I'm expecting by the end of July, I will have everything back up again. I'm not sure exactly when everything's going to post out because I have to decide now, how do I do this? Do I like dump them all out? I've been continuing to record. So I've recorded 30 more episodes since I blew my podcast up back in January. And so now it's like, oh, do I put them all out looking like they've been going weekly, or what do I do? That's my decision. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. However, I'm still here for you every week, as many weeks as I possibly can, unless my guest doesn't come. And then, of course, I take a week off. Everyone needs a week off now and again. My name is Cindy Lou, creator and founder of the beBOLDyou, Becoming Bold You process. And I would love to help you to be bold you and live your life out loud. If you would also like to be a guest on the podcast, go ahead and send me a DM. All right, Nancy, give them one more time the best place to send you the email.
Nancy at nancypickardlifecoach.com.
Awesome. Thanks again.
Thank you. It's been my pleasure.
Yay. Going offline now. Ta-ta, toot-toot, da-da-da-da.